All right, get ready for an absolutely incredible story. It's all about dedication, about creativity, and what happens when a hobby gets taken to a whole new level.
I mean, seriously, think about that. What if you could build it all? Every single street, every train track, every traffic light, and have it all working together perfectly. It sounds like something out of a movie, but for one guy, it became his digital reality. So let's get into it.
Okay, so to really get what's going on here, we first need to understand the toolbox he's using. And let me tell you, this is not your average video game. It's a surprisingly deep, complex world of virtual model railroading. The software is called EAP. Now, don't think of it as a game you just play. Think of it more like a digital construction kit. It's like having an infinite box of Legos, model train parts, and all the landscaping stuff you could ever dream of, letting you build and control pretty much any world you can imagine.
And to really wrap your head around the level of passion we're talking about, check this out. Our creator, Mike, has collected a personal digital library of over 50,000 individual models. That's trains, cars, buildings, street signs, you name it. That's not just a hobby, that is dedication on a whole other planet. So who is the mastermind, the architect behind this digital world? And what would possess someone to take on a project this huge? Well, it's time to meet the man himself. His name is Mike Buthy, but in the online community, you'll know him as B. Mike. He's a hobbyist and a programmer from Germany, and he got his start with ePeat way back in 2016. What started out as just a fun pastime, well, it turned into something truly special.
Mike's main project is called Heimat, which, is the German word for homeland. And that's exactly what it is. It's a massive 11 by 8 kilometer digital twin of his actual hometown, Nordstemmen. This isn't just some random city map. It's personal. It's home.
Now, this whole thing didn't just appear overnight. He officially kicked off the Heimat project in March of 2023. A month later, he was already developing his own custom modules for really complex stuff like railroad crossings. But the real game changer, that came in March 2024, when he showed off a totally revolutionary way to control his entire world.
So you might be wondering, how do you take a bunch of static digital models and make them feel alive? How do you simulate the complicated logic of a real town? Well, the answer isn't just dragging and dropping things. The answer is code. See, inside EAP, you can use a scripting language called Lua. And honestly, the best way to think about it is, it's like learning to write your own magic spells for the world. You're not just placing a traffic light anymore. You're programming its exact realistic timing from scratch.
And this is where Manic just shines. He used Lua for everything. Hyper-realistic traffic light cycles, super intricate safety sequences for his railroad crossings. He even automated behaviors for groups of vehicles, like a whole pack of motorcycles going for a ride together. He basically programmed life into his digital town. Okay, so as his digital hometown got bigger and more complex, a totally new problem popped up. How in the world do you manage an 11-kilometer world with thousands of moving parts, with just a mouse and a keyboard? It's that challenge that led to his most brilliant innovation.
This slide just lays it out perfectly. On the left, that's the standard way of doing things in EIEP. You're clicking through tons of menus on your PC. But on the right, that's Mock's solution, a custom, intuitive, one-tap interface running on a tablet. It's like going from a clunky old dashboard to a sleek, futuristic command center for your own world.
So how did he do it? The setup is honestly genius. His Lua script is constantly writing the status of everything in his world to a single file. Now, to make that happen almost instantly, he uses something called a RAM disk. Think of it as a ridiculously fast virtual hard drive. Then, an app on his tablet called Touch Portal just reads that file and updates his control panel in real time. It's this beautiful, seamless bridge between the digital world and the physical one.
You know, words and diagrams can only do so much justice. To celebrate his 100th progress video, Make gave everyone a grand tour of his system in action, and what he revealed was basically a real-life digital command center.
This is it. This is his main screen on the tablet. You can just call it Mission Control for Nordstemmen. Right from here, he can jump into anything.
camera systems, vehicle management, controlling the weather, and even a bunch of special, really personal functions. With just a couple of taps, he becomes the director of his own town. He can switch it from day to night, make it start raining, or instantly jump between more than 80 different preset camera angles. He can even attach a camera to any car or train and go for a virtual ride-along. It's incredible. Now, trying to manage traffic in a whole virtual city, that's a huge challenge. His interface gives him a live map of all his vehicles, sure, but he even programmed a stow warning, a traffic jam early warning system. If cars are stopped for too long, it actually alerts him so he can go check it out, just like a real traffic controller would. But this is where you really see the heart and soul of the project, the little details. He programmed a button to start the weekly garbage collection route. Another one makes a tiny digital resident start mowing their lawn. He can even send a virtual version of his own convertible out for a drive and empty the trash cans in front of his own virtual house. It's just so charming. But here's the thing, an incredible achievement like this almost never happens in a vacuum. Mike's work is part of this passionate, collaborative community of other creators who are all pushing the limits of what this software can do. And the reaction from his peers, it just says it all. This quote here is from a user on the eSeep forum named Carlchin57, and it translates to, "But what I have seen so far is simply incredible." That's the kind of awe his work inspires in people who know exactly how hard this is to pull off. And maybe this is the most important part. Mike isn't just showing off his work. He's actively sharing his Lua code, his demo layouts, and his video tutorials. He's giving other people the tools to learn from what he's done, which creates this amazing cycle of learning and innovation that lifts up the entire community. Mike's story is just such a powerful reminder of the joy of making something in a world where we spend so much of our time just consuming stuff. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? If you had an infinite digital toolbox, what world would you build? Thanks for diving into this with me. What an amazing story.